Hello, beautifuls. Thank you for being so understanding this week with me being so late with our Chapter 5 assignments. And yeah, still coughing a lot, so I'm going to try to not cough during this video. It's the cougher. Okay, so this is Chapter 5. It's called Shining Your Light. And I'm just like amazed at like the synchronicity of all this, because we're going to the winter solstice. You know, we're in the kind of the birth canal, ready to birth the sacred masculine, right? So we're in the belly of the goddess, so to speak, going through the birthing moment. So the birth of the light, I think that's a great meditation for this week, even though it's happening next week. I know that probably next week a lot of you will be, you know, doing more holiday-ish, Christmassy things. So I'm trying to figure out. I think I'll release the Chapter 6. I'll just try to get as much done as I can, hopefully this week before Christmas hits, and just, you know, put them up on time. And then we'll do, we have our final call in January. So it's posted under the files area in our Facebook group where it says, I think, call schedule or something. I'll also, I'll also send this over email. So what I love about this chapter, you know, last week was about stepping into pleasure and, you know, making a list of things so you could take pleasure breaks during the day. And I want you to continue to do that because it's so vital to your creativity. And it's, you know, if you're turned on, you're going to turn on everybody else. And some people think that's a bad thing. I tend to think of it more, you know, symbolically, not necessarily just turning, you know, people on sexually, whatever. But I think when we're lit up and we're feeling beautiful and we're feeling radiant and we have something to say and we're excited about saying it, it's going to make a huge difference to not only the bottom line, but just how, you know, people feel around you. And that's, you know, one of the things I talk about over and over again is that, you know, marketing can be a healing modality if we approach it in that light. And, you know, if you think about how many things you put out in the world, you know, you might be selling stuff, you might be an author, an artist, a coach, workshop, you know, a chef, whatever, massage therapist, whatever it is that you do, more people will see your marketing than actually the ones who actually see the final product of that marketing, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is that you can make a huge impact just with your marketing if you really want to, instead of using it as an afterthought or just like, oh, I hate marketing. You know, again, just it's a healing communication that you're putting out there. And if people like it and they have money to spend, all the better, right? Okay, so here we are. Yay. Chapter 5. So, shining your light, you know, shine, radiate, play big, play small, all of that stuff. It's kind of, I don't know. I think it's all kind of funny. But this might be a time of the year where you don't really feel like shining very much, or you're more wanting to be in the cave. And this is, like I said, the time of being in the birth canal until the winter solstice moment on December 21st. So, that being said, this might be a good week to imagine what it would be like to shine your light. Imagine, wow, when I'm ready to come out of the cave, this is what I want it to look like. Just, not everybody might be feeling, some people are like always ready to shine and always ready to turn on and get out there and do it, and God bless them. But I think most of us aren't that way. Some of us need to be in the cave, to gestate and to rest and restore, and then we're out there like beaming. So you you are the keeper of your own process, so honor your process. So the first part of the book, there's a quote by Marie Forleo, and it's, how would you behave if you were the best in the world at what you do? So one of your assignments, I would really just like you to riff on that. Put on a timer for 10 minutes and write in your journal, how would you eat if you're the best in the world? How would you exercise? How would you sleep? How would you make love? How would you take care of yourself? How would you take care of your family? How would you take care of your animals? How would you relate to your next door neighbor? I don't know. Make it as tangible as you can, because I find that with this quote that people tend to be a little bit, vague. So be specific. What are those things? What is the landscape? Make it almost like we can taste it. We can feel it and see it. So that's your first assignment for this week. On page 119, there's something called Playing in the Field of Possibilities. And it's about delivering your gift. I would say if you feel like jumping in, go for it, but this might not be the week for that. And the other exploration is Shine On. Okay, so this is another journaling. I like this one. This is page 127. So I think I'll add this to your assignments as well. So you read page 126 and 127, and there's journal prompts. So it comes after the myth of Amaterasu, who is a Japanese Shinto goddess. I'm pretty sure I think I have a Pinterest board dedicated to her, so I will include the Pinterest board if I do have one. But here's the myth of Amaterasu. She is born of the primordial couple and is so bright that they place her in the sky as the sun. Amaterasu's brother, the god of war, goes on a destructive rampage where he desecrates her quarters with his excrement. As she looks down at the havoc, horrified, her brother pierces her with a spindle shaft. The metaphor of a spindle penetrating her represents the violation of rape. Amaterasu retreats to a cave to hide out of shame, disgust, and fear. Her absence makes the world cold, dark, and funereal. To woo her out of her cave, 800 deities decorate a tree with jewels, ribbons, and mirrors, and place it at the mouth of the cave, along with a large copper mirror fashioned by the smith goddess. The shaman named No Uzume, the goddess of dance and jollity, performs a dance intended to restore the earth's fundamental energies. As the dance of the shaman grows more frenetic, she begins to undress and make jokes. In some myths, she has the body of an old wrinkled woman who jiggles around her deflated breasts and stretches open her crinkly ages-old vagina. The gods begin laughing so loudly that Amaterasu comes out of the cave to see what is going on. She catches her reflection in the copper mirror and is dazzled by her own radiance. Amaterasu returns to the world, brings back the light, and banishes her brother. So that's page 124 through 125. And then from there going into that exploration, the Shine On. So I'll make sure to outline this in your assignments for the week. So it's mostly, I think I'm going to mostly have you do journaling, nothing super like put this out in the world. Again, it's more about imagining what you're going to put out into the world when you feel like it's the right time. Because it's a little bit of the cave time for many of us. So I wanted to acknowledge that, and I wanted to acknowledge that playing small is not necessarily a bad thing, and playing big is not necessarily a bad thing. But again, you know, when people say, I'm going to play big this year, I'm going to play small this year, whatever they're saying, be specific about it. Really know the landscape. Try to stay away from being vague. I'm going to play big. Well, what the heck does that mean? You know, that could mean I'm going to finish my book. It could mean I'm going to finish this painting. It could mean I'm going to get out there and to an open mic and sing a song. It could be I'm going to start waking up at 5 in the morning and meditating, right? It could mean all of those things. So the more specific you are in your brand, the more people will be able to understand what you're doing, jump on board with you, and really want to be a part of your world. All shiny and beautiful that you are, okay? Much love to everybody, and thank you again for your understanding this week. I'll get the guide out to you soon. Bye.